Alright, we're back. I had a talk with Zuby and Brody, and we've decided to settle things outside of court. I convinced Zuby that Brody had a long life ahead of him. Very promising. He's young. Everyone makes mistakes when you're young. Everyone... He's just a bit confused right now. So we're settling outside of court, thankfully. Although, Brody is going to miss out on the next dungeon, because as part of the deal, he does have to go get therapy as to the way, to remedy the way he must be acting. Although, oh. Nope, I don't really care about that. Yeah, no, I don't really care about that. Yes. I especially don't feel comfortable about you, getting more effective at smelling things. You don't need to be sniffing out anyone in these dungeons. We're a rescue team, Zuby. Or, not Zuby, Brody. We're supposed to be helping them, not creeping them out. So I'm just saying. After this dungeon, you need help, dude. I can't have you out there endangering the lives of the Pokemon we're trying to... Oh, I ran straight into that guy. Endangering the lives of the Pokemon that we're supposed to be rescuing. I mean, I know I'm not much better. We've talked before about like taking on a child slave and as payment instead of since they weren't able to pay my fee. But you know, that's different, I think, in a way, sort of. I see you hopping into his butt back there. I see you. Look at that. That is far too close. We just talked about this. You can't just go leaping in like that, dude. You gotta have space or we're gonna have to get like a restraining order. Oh, I just ran straight into a corner. That's enough about personal lives. I don't want to air any dirty laundry. I mean, the whole Elon was is pretty crazy. The whole Zuby Brody thing is pretty crazy. But you know, that's not what this is about. This isn't about scandals. This isn't about how crazy other people's lives are. This is me. This is here. This is now. This is Godfrey's adventures with Zuby and Brody. This is not as Law and Order SVU. That's what it's called, right? Something like that. Yeah, this is not Law and Order SVU. This is not Judge Judy or Jerry Springer or Maury. We act like adults here. Well, I do because I'm actually a human. You guys act like Pokemon and do as I say because, you know, that's the nature of Pokemon. But that's besides the point. Oh, look, it's the evolved form of Brody. I don't know how to evolve Pokemon in this game. I don't know if they can evolve, actually. Maybe they will at some point. Oh well. I'm not too concerned with it. I'm more concerned with all these dang shroomishes! Where are you all coming from, little mushroom buddies? I hate mushrooms. There's a lot of foods that I will eat. Mushrooms are not one of them. I've tried so many times, and they're like in everything. And so many people love them, like the rest of my family loves them, and they're like, Justin, why don't you eat the mushrooms? Being a little baby. I'm like, I'm not being a baby, you're being a baby, I just don't want to eat the mushrooms. And you know, it's a very traumatic experience. I don't want to do shrooms. I don't want to be ooh, ladybug. I don't want to be tripping. I will not take any illicit substances. I am better than that. Winners don't do drugs, or cheat, or lose, or give up. Winners do a lot of things according to a lot of people. Honestly, winning is so hard. No, Brody, put that down. Oh, that's the wrong button. Brody, you don't know where that thing's been. You don't want that. Come on, leave it. Oh, gosh, there's no way to just, like, drop it. Fine, we'll use it. Alright, you just ate it. That's cool. That's whatever. That's fine. You can't just go around eating berries off the ground, Brody. You're a literal child. I don't think I ever ate things off the ground when I was a kid. But I don't know. I don't remember much about my childhood. For the longest time, I thought I was born at the age of 5 because I couldn't remember anything before that. And it's like, well, it's all I can remember, so clearly that's all there is, right? I mean, it checks out, sort of. Sort of. How do I know? How do I know that I was ever an infant, ever a toddler? How do I know that I wasn't always just, you know, 5 and over? That's not something that I'm capable of knowing. There's a gap. Oh, another item, Brody. How do I know that any of my memories are real? I mean, outside of the present moment... Am I really even experiencing this? What's going on in my life? I mean, I have video proof of these recordings. Unless the government would actually want that. Yeah, let's swap this. What do I not want? Oh, silly me. I could have been picking stuff up all along. I forgot to, Oh, whoops. That's not what I wanted to do. I forgot to drop all my gravel rocks. To stack them properly, because for whatever reason, they don't stack otherwise. There we go. Alright. Because I got video proof of these videos, but how do I know it's not the government splicing together other audio samples that I've said before and putting on the internet? The government's monitoring us all. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled, sheeple. You could be monitored too. Your whole life could be a sham. I'm a Russian secret agent. When all my memories are fake. When given the code word, I go crazy. I do anything for Mother Russia. It's my Russian accent. I'm speaking Russian right now. I'm a sleeper agent. Been asleep for all my life. I don't want to be asleep no more. I'm truly awakened. My mind's eye has been opened. I am here. I am now. I am present. No one can take that from me. Nobody. No one can take that from me. I'm an individual. I'm special. I'm special. Right? Right? I don't know, man. I don't know anymore. I don't even know what's going on. I'm just saying, it's a lot to take in. It's a lot to take in about life. It's a lot to think about. It's a lot on your mind. I feel like every child, at some point in their life, has that like one moment where they're really confronted with death, and they're like, one day, I'm gonna die too! And what'll even happen? Will I get reincarnated like other people say? Will it just be an empty nothingness forever? What's life after death like? And is there life after death? I don't know. And they all always freak out. And I remember crying on the stairs when I was like, probably like 7 or 8. Just not long after I figured out like my uncle had cancer. That I sort of like this whole existential crisis, like the whole everyone you know will die someday sort of thing. I feel like every kid goes through that though. I don't think that's just a me thing. I feel like everyone thinks about death, right? And how in the general scheme of things. See, fortunately for me, I'm gonna live to be 120. I'm in peak physical condition. I am the ideal male archetype, I guess, is words you could say to describe somebody at some point in time. All these level ups, and I'm getting nothing. I want to level up. I can't live to be 120 if I never level up. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Right, so I have total faith in my ability to live forever, right? How hard could it actually be? I mean, with the way medicine's going, I'm just saying. Things are getting a little bit crazy, a little bit out of hand. We're gonna start getting consciousness, like, put into robots, man. We're gonna start living out Blade Runner with all the different androids, dreaming of electric sheep, dreaming of tigers. Or what do tigers? No, it was what do... Man, I don't know. I haven't seen The Hangover. Why am I bothering quoting something from a movie I've never even seen? That was huge during my, like, junior high years. That was one of those things that, like, everyone was quoting. I never got to see it, and I felt so left out, and so I, like, looked up quotes online to pretend that I was cool and knew what the other kids were talking about. There's one kid that was a class clown, and he got to play GTA earlier than everyone else, and he got to see, like, I think it was, like, Ricky Bobby or whatever that Will Ferrell movie was. And so just because he had that experience, that automatically made him funnier than everyone else. Like, I blame that kid for corrupting my poor innocent mind. I had no clue about anything up until I met that guy. And then he came in and he rocked my world. He told me about things that I never even knew about. And all that fun coming of age sort of stuff about violent video games and the alcohol and all that whatnot, and small town drug problems. Well, actually, that didn't come until much later. You know, I've actually never been confronted with small town drug problems outside of, you know, working at the library. Working at the library is a lot crazier than you would think. There were a lot of situations that I was quite uncomfortable with. Aw, good job, Zuby. You did the good. Like, I got cornered one time by this lady. I don't know if she was like, what was up with her, but she was convinced that, like, some people, like, the government was monitoring her every move. And they were emailing her, and they were saying, and her, like, dad had died recently. They're saying things like her dad deserved to die. It was crazy. And for whatever reason, there was this other group, she said, that started emailing her, telling her she needed to read this specific book by C.S. Lewis, who wrote, like, the Chronicles of Narnia stuff. But I guess he also did some, like, essays on religion and stuff like that. And so I, like, took her back into the stacks, where all the nonfiction were. So I wouldn't say it's necessarily private, but it's like no one goes back there because no one reads nonfiction nowadays. Half of the people that came in there were either old people who were like occasionally looking for computers, but mostly looking for like old westerns. That was a big one. Lots of people reading lots of paperback westerns, or like those romance novels that are like similar to 50 Shades and stuff, but came way earlier. But so no one ever went to the nonfiction section, and so it was in like the very back of it too. And so I wouldn't say I was like trapped, but it's like I was alone without any help. She kept on like ranting about these people like following her and stuff like that, and something about owls and the importance of owls and like Christianity or something like that. And I don't know a lot about Christianity, and so I definitely don't understand the relevance of owls. And she kept on repeating like, "Oh, you probably think I'm crazy, don't you?" And I didn't want to be rude or anything. I mean, I didn't want to get like a complaint. So I was like, "No, I don't think you're crazy. No. I don't think that at all." And so for like the next 20 minutes, I'm stuck like with this lady in the back corner of the library. Not really a way out of it. And then finally, after like the 5th time of repeating, I should probably get back. Let's go check that out for you and stuff like that, because I gotta go back and like man the front desk because everyone else was busy. She finally like relented and let me go. So I went and checked out her book, And my coworker was like, "Hey man, where did you go?" It's like, "I've been in the back for 20 minutes listening to a lady rant about the government and these secret groups that have been watching her." And you know, it wasn't the best of times. And there's all sorts of stuff like that too. So whenever we did get any of the older people in there that were like not very technologically literate, they'd usually ask us for help. Like there's this one guy who accidentally printed out a full... We're just gonna eat this. He wanted to print out a single paragraph, and he ended up printing out 200 pages from this historical ebook that he found online. And so we managed to stop it like after like 100 pages in, but we had to monitor him after that to make sure he didn't, cause that's a lot of ink, which is pretty expensive. Oh, I accidentally unset my item, as well as paper. So yeah, I had to monitor him after that. And so there's this one guy who was looking for print help, or he was specifically looking for an obituary of someone. And so, I mean, like, I'm not necessarily a technology expert, but I'm young enough to like know how to use a computer and know how to Google things and stuff like that. So I mean, I looked it up for him. I looked up the name and like obituaries and stuff like that, and I can't. There we go. You know, this is not going well. What? What happened? Okay, Brody's still good. I got started ranting. I'll get back to the library stories after I sort this situation out. But right. And so this guy was asking for obituaries, and I'm not necessarily most technologically literate, but I like grew up around technology, so I guess I know more than him. And so I looked up like the obituaries and stuff like that, and I found it for him, and he said, "Oh, thank you, don't know how much this means to me." And I said, "Oh, no problem," and I get up to leave. And these computers are in like the center of the library. They're in the middle of absolutely everything. And this guy starts going on about the lady that he had me look up an obituary for, and it was apparently his wife or something that committed suicide. And I was like, "Oh no, that's terrible," because I mean it is suicide's a terrible thing, and if you're considering it, you should not, please. And that's all I have to say on that matter. So I sympathize because I'm an empathetic individual, and so I decided to like kneel back down and listen to him. But the guy suckered me in and started talking about the incoming apocalypse. He tricked me, man. Started off about talking about his wife who committed suicide, and they started going on about the rapture. And how it could happen not like years from now, but literally any week now. And how people need to repent, and he gave me like this website name and told me to visit it. This is in the middle of like the entirety of the library, like talking about these sensitive subjects such as suicide and the rapture and stuff like that. And he's going on and on about how I'm a good boy and that he didn't want to see me get caught in like the rapture. And so I mean, like, it's a sweet thought, but at the same time he's like, no one ever believes me when I tell him about the apocalypse. They all laugh me off. They say I'm crazy, and I know you won't do the same. Because it's happening any day now, and I want you to be safe. So that's sweet and all, but at the same time, it's like, I don't think the apocalypse is happening any day, especially since it's been like a full 2 years since that incident. I wonder what happened to that guy. And I mean, like, clearly they had some traumatic stuff happen to them, but I guess it was nice that I was there for them to talk to, but that wasn't really part of my job responsibilities, and I felt like pressured. I didn't want to just cut them off and be like, yeah, old man, who cares about your wife? Who cares about the apocalypse? I don't know, man. Any sort of customer service stuff like that by Azubi is rough. Man, I was hoping we'd be done by now. This is a huge dungeon. I think it's only the one more floor. But I might be wrong. Yeah, I don't want to explore the rest of it. Where is Zuby going? He's all the way in the top right corner there. He's the little yellow dot on the map in the middle of the screen. I don't know what he's doing. We're just going to go ahead and leave. Actually, you know, I don't even care about that stock off. We're just going to go ahead and leave because I want to get done with this. Oh! Boom. Perfect timing. Wow! We came quite a ways into this forest. I wonder if Metapod is there. He better be. Hold it right there. I never remember how his voice goes.
You know who's going to get to Medpod first? We are. So for you to go ahead, well, we can't let that happen.
What? Hey, Gengar! Why do you always mess with us?
Oh, we didn't tell you? Our aim is world domination!
Caterpie's mom will give us a generous reward, and Caterpie will join us too.
Why do they want us? Why do they want Caterpie? Caterpie is almost useless. I can't think of anyone who actually has Caterpie in their team.
Say goodbye, Zuby. Bleh, bleh, bleh.
Eat that, sucker!
Suck on this! Suck on this bone club, boy! Boy!
Oh. Nothing happened. This is fine, this is fine, this is fine, this is fine, this is fine. We'll focus on this guy instead. Suck on this, suck! Ooh! 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 Some boss fight this is. 1 down, 2 to go. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. But for real, I did not realize. And that's not like an everyday sort of thing, but at the same time, it's far more than I would have liked it to have been. That's what I get for being a good person. I listen to these guys' rants. That makes me totally cool and righteous and better than you. Right? We're fine. Alright! Boss battle beaten! So much for your world domination.
Cool. No one should hold us back now. Let's find Metapod.
Excuse me? Did you maybe come looking for me?
You must be Metapod. Let's get you home. Caterpie was worried about you.
Yay. I was scared, so I kept my shell hardened and waited and waited.
How'd you even get out here? What are you even doing out here, man? I had to go through 12 floors to get to you. Do you know how ridiculous that is? How'd you even get there? What are you even doing? You're playing in the forest, just happened to... Shame on you. Shame on all you Pokemon that need rescuing. Making my job more difficult than it needs to be. You're darn right I'm cool. Having to rescue your butts all the time. That's twice now. That's twice now.
Godfrey, we should do something with this place. We should make a proper rescue team base here. Something impressive.
That's cool. A rescue team base is cool.
Everything I do is cool. Godfrey is naturally cool.
Haha, that's what we'll do.
You know, it's a good thing I have Zuby here to do, like, all of the talking for me.
Wow, wow, wow.
Because if not, we'd be a real awkward rescue team. We'd come off as a little bit intimidating.
Well, we ended up working for free, but that was the right thing to do. And we got to show Gengar's team a thing or two, so it's all good.
Because we're going to dominate the world, not them. We're going to take over the world. Yeah. Rescue your team. Dun dun dun. Thank you for joining. We're gonna fail to save now. Alright. We're probably gonna have to split up more episodes into 2 in the future just because they're so long. But in the meantime, thank you for watching if you did. I appreciate you just like always. You're all my little babies.